Hey, look at that. Hello and welcome. My name is Desiree Shaw. I'm a psychotherapist. I vlog and I podcast about mental health, men's mental health and mental health in general. I practice at the Priory and privately. Jealousy. Are you jealous? Are you the jealous type? You know, we have thoughts about jealousy in society and often we get it mixed up with envy. So I'm going to explain the difference between the two, okay? All right, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and you like it and you share and you let me know what you think of the video as well. And let me know what your thoughts are on jealousy. Maybe you're jealous, maybe you're not. So this is all about how to figure out if you're jealous, yeah? So jealousy. In the CBT format, I'm going to be using RBT. I'm going to explain to you that jealousy is an unhealthy negative emotion. Not all emotions that are negative are bad. They're either healthy or unhealthy, yeah? The healthy counterpart of jealousy is concern for your relationship. So jealousy is all about your relationships. I'm going to explain to you the meaning of jealousy. Each emotion has a meaning. Okay, so the meaning of jealousy is that it's a threat, be it real or imagined, to your relationship with your partner or somebody else that you hold dear or close to you. Now, some people get jealousy and envy mixed up. Envy is where you've got unhealthy envy and you've got healthy envy. Unhealthy envy is about wanting something to be yours that belongs to somebody else and destroying it or causing harm to whatever it is in order to, because they got it, you haven't got it, you don't like that. Jealousy is about your relationship. Jealousy is about believing that your relationship is at threat. Okay, it's directly about a person. Envy is about often owning things that somebody else has or a lifestyle. So how do you know if you're jealous? Okay, this is when you have those feelings of insecurity. You think somebody's going to leave you. You don't know what to do with yourself. You are worried about what's going to happen next. And as far as you're concerned, it's complete and utter doom. So let me explain. So you see a threat to the relationship even when none exists. Often that's because anything is a possibility, be it that your partner has sat next to somebody on the tube or the train or wherever, or they've speaking to a person of, that could be quite attractive and you might think to yourself, okay, they obviously prefer them to me. Okay, that would be jealousy. It's quite irrational. You've got no evidence. You think that the loss of your relationship is imminent. So as far as you're concerned, it is absolutely going to fail. It's not gonna work out for you. You see doom and gloom. Very unhealthy. You completely misinterpret every kind of thing that your partner may say to another person of the opposite sex, so or the same sex in a sexual context. So you'll believe that your partner might be talking to somebody and then you, as far as you're concerned, they're conspiring to meet or do something. And this time your partner may not have done anything ever, but you have just concluded this in your head. This is when there's real paranoia sets in and you can't stop yourself, but you just think to yourself, it's definitely going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. So you tell yourself that it's going to happen. Very unhealthy thing to do. Very unhealthy thing to do. And often what people do in those situations, they tell their partner what they think their partner's going to do. And often you might be going, you're going, really? And they can have really elaborate ideas about what's going to happen. Very, very, very dangerous for anybody to do that to anyone. Very uncomfortable. Okay, here's one thing that happens a lot when somebody is jealous. Just don't do this. if you're the person on the other hand where your partner always thinks that you are jealous of them at all times, never fall into this trap. Okay, this is the trap when your partner might say, oh, do you think she's pretty? Oh, do you think he's handsome? Oh, do you like that? You might say, oh yes, I do think they're pretty. I do think they're handsome. Biggest mistake ever. Because now that they believe that you think that the other person is handsome or pretty or attractive, now they've got ammunition and reason to believe that you are definitely going to have an affair. So if you're the jealous person, recognize that this is something that you have conjured up. They haven't done it. You've asked the question, you've put it out there. And you know what? That person might be attractive. They might be handsome. However, you deciding that because they've admitted that that person is attractive and handsome doesn't mean they're going to have an affair, and doesn't mean that they don't like you, doesn't mean that they think they're better than you, okay? Doesn't mean they think the person is even more attractive. But you know something? It's always a big mistake to say to your partner that you think somebody else is more attractive than them. Even talking too much about another person can be a threat to somebody who is jealous, because they've decided you've mentioned that person's name way too much. I do not like it. Recognize that. Because of all the other stuff I just mentioned, when a jealous person is jealous, they're looking. It's like they're trying to look around the corner for something to show them that something has definitely happened. So it's like their eyes go down the road and turn a corner, go down that road, turn another corner. And sometimes people say things like, I'm always right. You're not always right. I'm always right, but I'm not always right. That's rubbish. No one's always right. It's a silly statement. But when your partner starts to monitor what you're doing and how you're feeling and your reactions, so they'll look into your face, and it's not fun, because if you're the person who's having the anxiety and the stress of their partner believing that you're cheating on them, or they're jealous of you because you may go off with somebody else and you haven't even done anything, it's to do with the person who has the jealous feelings. They've often got the issue. Well, they do have the issue. It's their problem. And I'll tell you why people will be jealous in a bit, but this is what you look out for. So they start monitoring your reactions and your feelings and trying to find out, so, have you done this? Have you smiled at this? What do you think of that? And they start deciding for you. It's very tiring for the person who's jealous, but their mind can't stop. They're overthinking. It's like anxiety. Overthinking. Meanwhile, the person who has to endure all of that mess is just tired and wasted out, and you gotta keep explaining yourself. That's not fun. So all of those things were like the thought process, yeah. Now comes the action. So when you're jealous, you start looking for evidence, don't you? You become detective and you become Inspector Crusoe. You start looking at things really closely and you magnify it. And you know something? Anything that you look at really, really closely becomes really magnified. It becomes bigger than it actually is. And then what happens is sometimes you get what the duck got. Another behaviour of a jealous person is to restrict the movements. This is a horrible feeling when your partner tries to stop you from going out, or organises your day for you, organises your evening, starts to get frustrated with you for not being there at a particular time because they've done it to suppress their own feelings of jealousy and to ease their need that you can't actually do anything that you want to do because actually it's going to cause them harm. That's so tiring and so upsetting, and you feel like you're a prisoner. So if you're doing that, you got to recognise how you're hurting the other person and ruining your relationship. You're ripping it apart, and it's not fun. Another thing jealous people do, which is really annoying, they set tests in order for you to pass them. So they'll say, this and that. They'll set you up. Even if they set you up to say somebody is good looking, they set you up to maybe have an impossible evening where you can't get home at a particular time, but they want you to, and then they decide that you are lying to them because you didn't pass the test, or it's little super little tests, and you'll be tested, you'll be thinking, what's going on? The testing, it's not a cool thing to do. A dangerous factor of a jealous person is they retaliate, they do things, they will lash out, hurt you, try to pick a fight, might even get physical, might get verbally aggressive, passive aggressive, rude, accusing, all of those things in order to demonstrate that you're cheating on them or you're doing something. It's all your fault. You made me jealous. Nobody makes you anything. Nobody can come over to you and actually inject you with a giant needle of jealousy and go, shoosh, there's jealousy. Some people think jealousy is healthy. There's nothing healthy about jealousy. And if you're in a relationship where you practice jealous actions, that's very unhealthy. And if you live by that, then you're all both unhealthy, and you got some work to do, to be honest. A jealous person will sulk. They'll sulk like a baby and pout. It's not pretty to see. Very, very not pretty. Very unpretty. Very not pretty. I don't know if that's such a word. It's not pretty. It's very unpretty. It is very ugly to watch your partner sulk. But jealous people can't help it. They sulk. They sulk. They literally sulk like a baby. Not pretty. Not pretty. Now, if you are a jealous person, this doesn't mean you're a bad person. It just means you got some work to do. And you notice any of those symptoms coming out for you, recognize this. You can make a change. You can make a difference to yourself. You don't have to sit there and live in the jealousy. You really, really don't. You can make a change, and you're in charge. And recognize that you're in charge. You can take responsibility and take action to deal with the jealousy, because it's how you view things. Often people in abuse, suffered abuse, be it emotional abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, whatever it is, whatever kind of trauma took place in their childhood, being neglected by a parent, have a thought stuck in their head, they become jealous and sometimes fixated on a particular type of person. And if that is you, you don't have to live in that mess of a brain type. You don't. You can get out of your head and into the world now. Forgive yourself and make some changes to move forward. You don't have to remain jealous and angry. So tiring to be jealous and angry, but actually just jealous, because jealousy is all about the regard that you think somebody's gonna, your relationship is gone, that someone's gonna take it away from you. Now, concern is having concern for your relationship. The regard is that the other person, you hold them in high esteem, you love them. But in jealousy, you don't have, it's about you. It's about the jealousy you feel. Whatever it is, be it jealous towards a parent, or jealous towards a sibling, or jealous towards a friend, jealous towards a work colleague, jealous towards your partner. If you're feeling a jealousy, you're the one that has the issue. And jealousy is not healthy. So any of those things come out. If you sulk, your partner, if you accuse them, if you have big ugly arguments and vicious arguments about how they're doing whatever when they haven't, and if you are constantly saying, no I didn't, oh God, that must be so tiring, I feel your pain. You don't have to do that, but I get it. I get why you do. Okay, so that concludes what jealousy looks like. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like, could be counting. You subscribe, like, share. Look out for my production videos on a Monday, Tortured Superhero, on a Friday, Relationship SOS, and my podcast, Mindful Monday, on a Monday, and Relationship Fridays on a Friday. So look out for them. And I do vlog daily. So there will be other mental health tidbits that you'll be getting through this portal here. subscribe and share and like, and I will see you tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye for now. My name is Desiree Shaw, and you can find me on my website, www.desireeshaw.com. I will put everything in the link below. I won't spare you all that because I got to go. Bye for now.